To improve communication, it's essential that we understand how men and women communicate different. Our reasons for communicating are different. Now, men don't know this because they have particularly one way to communicate. Men always tend to be one way. Okay? One way, the best way, the most efficient way, the way to achieve their goal. And that is communicating to make a point, to make that point. Whenever a man talks, what he's saying has gone through a part of his brain that okays it and says, okay, what I'm saying makes a point. You can now utter it. It's much more difficult for men to get words out because they got this little editor in there. Everything he says has to make a point. It has to be done in the least number of words, to the point. Women don't have that. They can use that. They can choose to communicate for that reason. Women can choose to communicate to make a point or to solve a problem. Men tend to communicate to make a point, to solve a problem. But women are much more expanded in their use of communication. As we've explored, communication is central to a woman's self-esteem, to feeling good about herself, to coping with stress. So a woman communicates, one, just like a man, to be logical, to be rational, to make a point, to solve a problem. That's one way. But she also communicates for another reason. And that simply is sometimes a woman talks in order to discover the point she wants to make. Which means that she starts out the conversation. She doesn't exactly know where she's going to go, but she knows she's going to get there. What you have to know, men, is she will get there, but she needs to talk for a while to get there. Now, one time I had a long conversation, meaning I listened. She talked. And after 45 minutes, she said, that's what I wanted to say. And as a Martian, I thought, well, why didn't you say it in the first couple of minutes? Because she needed to talk to get to that place. How many women can relate to that? Now, men take 45 minutes to get to the point, but we're in the cave the whole time. See, we'll be thinking, mulling it over, what am I going to do about this? I'm going to do. We don't do it verbally. We kind of kind of like the little noises computers make. Hard drive working. And then we got, that's it. And then we know what we're going to say, and it comes out after all of that. Well, women go through all that. But with words, they're talking, and this and this. And when they're talking, they might say this, and then it completely contradicts this, and completely contradicts this, and is not related to that at all. And she says this, like that didn't happen at all. And then she comes up with something, and you go, that's what I was looking for. That's what she wanted to say, and that's the really important thing. So women talk to make a point, to solve a problem, the first level. Second level, they talk to sort things out, to discover what they want to say, to clear up, to clean house, and put everything in its order. They just talk about it all. The third reason women talk is to feel better. Talking is the primary coping mechanism that women have to deal with stress. When women are stressed, the best thing they can do is talk about what's stressing them. Just talk about the problems. Talk about the incidents. Talk about the stressors out there and how it makes you feel. If she can talk about those things, then what happens is she sorts it all out. Because when something's bothering her, it's fully bothering her. If she can talk about it, then she sees, well, it's not that that's fully bothering me, but this is bothering me too. Well, this is bothering me too, and this is bothering me too, and this is bothering me, and this is bothering me. Well, I guess there's not really a huge problem here. It's just a lot of little problems adding up to one big problem. But once she can talk about it, she's sorting it out, she starts to feel better automatically just by talking about it. This is what we do as counselors. One of the things we do particularly for a woman is get her to talk about all the different issues that are bothering her. As she talks about them, she starts sorting it out. She automatically starts to feel better. Particularly whenever we feel our feelings, and by talking about things which are bothering her, she can start to feel the feelings. When you can feel the feelings, if they're negative, they start turning automatically into positive feelings. It's like the glass is never full, it's never empty, half full. You can look at half full or half empty. If a woman can talk in full degree about how empty her life is, then there's nothing left to talk about. Then she can only see how full her life is, and then she goes to that. It's like an automatic transformation that happens when she can talk. So if a woman can talk, she starts to feel better. So women communicate to make a point, just like men do. They talk to discover what they have to say. They talk to feel better, to cope with stress. And again, this is news for men, because what we do is stop talking to feel better. If a man's upset, he stops talking. He doesn't start talking. He stops talking. And then he does something that allows him to get in touch with his feelings. See, women are always going, why don't men talk and open up and share their feelings? Then they'd be so much more loving. No, men have other ways to get in touch with their feelings. Women say, oh, he has no feelings. Watch any man watch a football game. Yay! No, 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 no. Oh, he missed it. He missed it. I can't believe he missed it. No, no, no. Get him out of there. Out, out. Hate that guy. Hate that guy. Kill, kill, kill. Oh, oh, yay. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Okay. This is an emotional event. This is his team. What just happened? He just had a catharsis. See, he doesn't have to talk about his problems to go through the catharsis. He just needs to feel the feelings. These feelings are all in there. If he can get in touch with those feelings, express them, or just simply fully feel them, they start to automatically change. Women get in touch with their feeling self through talking about their problems. Men, particularly men, get in touch with their feelings by hearing other people's problems. That's why we like the news so much. Watch the news, hear other people's problems. Suddenly you're in touch with their feelings. That's one of the primary ways men get in touch with their feelings, by what's going on out here. Drama, movies, certainly women enjoy that. There's lots of conversation. They really enjoy it. But particularly for men, helps them get in touch with their feelings. Action movies help them get in touch with all the adrenaline, all those feelings, particularly if you're sitting at a desk all day. If you have to be a nice person like me, I like to go see, got to get out all this aggression stuff, go to the guys that saved the world by killing everybody, you know, just get that part out of me. It's feeling, it's catharsis. That was the whole point of drama, is you see out there what you're feeling in here. Now the ultimate is man-woman. Woman wants to share what's in here. Man gets in touch with his feelings by hearing what's in, by seeing that, finds it in himself. By listening to a woman will help a man open up to his feelings. If he can learn to listen without taking it personally. If he's good at ducking, dodging, delivering, what happens now is when the woman starts to open up and share her feelings, he starts to get more in touch with his feelings. So the way a man can learn to open up, be in touch with his feelings, be a loving person, is through listening, not through talking. But that's one way. Another way is simply reading the paper. He gets in touch with forgetting his problems, comes back to his feelings, realizes what he really cares about, and comes out of the cave to give to his partner. So the 4 ways women communicate. Make a point, discover what you have to say, communicate to feel better, and the 4th, which particularly comes up in a marriage, in a romantic relationship, women communicate to experience intimacy. Even the word intimacy. Into me, see. You see into me. When a woman feels a man sees her, sees into her, goes into her world, then she experiences intimacy. Her heart opens. Her heart grows. Her love grows. And of course, that intimacy that she experiences whenever someone listens to her, someone sees her, someone understands her, that love helps cope with stress. That love helps make her clearer and sort things out. So that is really the basis of a woman's growth, is that intimacy, which is why it's so very, very important. And communication is the way the outside world, this man, can come into her world. Because when she talks, if he hears what she has to say, what is he doing? He's understanding her. He's going into her world, seeing the world the way she sees it. She doesn't feel alone, and that's intimacy. And that allows her heart to grow. That allows her to be loving. That allows her to be appreciative of the things he does, to forgive him for his mistakes. It's very vital that we men understand those 4 ways of communicating, because otherwise, when she's in making a point, we think, what's the point? Where's she going with this? She doesn't know either. Or if she's talking just to talk and feel better, why is she telling me this? Why does she keep telling me this? Why does it have to keep going on and on? And then that doesn't make it safe for her to express her feelings. Or the 4th, which is intimacy. You just have to realize the best foreplay, men, is listen to her. Well, it really is true that sometimes it's like we're speaking different languages. We're coming from different planets. We misunderstand each other. He's saying this, she's hearing that. He's saying this, she's hearing that. I remember when this became so clear to me in a counseling session with a couple. A woman was sharing her feelings, tender feelings. She was feeling ignored, neglected, unimportant, not special. The normal thing you hear from almost every woman in counseling at a certain point. So she was sharing some of those feelings in a beautiful way. And he was connecting to it. And the way his body language spoke at that time when he was listening to her is he did this. He turned away from her. And after a moment, she paused and said, I knew it. He doesn't care at all. I said, what makes you think he doesn't care? And she says, he just turned away again. I said, what do you think he's thinking? He's just thinking I'm rattling on, complaining again. I said, you know what? I don't think that's what he's thinking at all. I connected to him hearing you and asked him, what were you thinking? And he says, you know, I was thinking that so much of the time she does talk, and I don't listen, and I do love her, and I have neglected her. And what should I do about it? And then she melted in that moment. She might have not fully melted that moment. Are you kidding? It's the last thing in the world she'd think. Because see, if two Venusians are sharing feelings, they don't turn away. The more feeling there is, the more glued they are. It's kind of like two guys having a business meeting. See, men will stay glued when they're having a business meeting. Focused, to the point, and we'll like interrupt whenever the person takes a breath. Okay, but, you know, and there's a flow of one point to another point, back and forth, almost like basketball. You scored, but I got a point here, and so forth. They're going back, and they'll stay riveted if it's a conversation with a point, which is there's a goal, there's something you want to do, there's a deal, there's a reason. I know why I'm having this conversation. Most of the time, after you're married or in an intimate relationship, when a woman is sharing, something goes on inside of the guy, he goes, why are we having this conversation? Why is she telling me this? What's the point? And when he's doing that, after a while, he realizes this is a different kind of conversation. What he'll tend to do is look away to think about what you're talking about. And then we'll do this. They'll listen for a little bit. They turn away to think about the solution. Now, women go, what? But they've done studies which show that when women are talking with women, they maintain eye contact, whether it be in the workplace or an intimate relationship, friendship, good friend. Men keep eye contact in the workplace. But if two guys are just hanging out and talking about their lives, talking about problems, talking about solutions, talking about achievements, they don't have like, okay, Bob, tell me more how you feel. I'm right here for you. I'm not going to leave you. Okay? See, guys are like looking all around, you know, like this. And there's a few exceptions, but these are guys who've learned to be Venusian. But most guys, they're like looking all around, they're hearing what a guy's saying, and most of the time, guys don't even go that deep into their feelings and whatever. This is what would happen if a guy did. Let's say 5 of us are out hanging out together, and one guy says, hey, I want to tell you what happened. And he started talking and talking and talking. The guys in the group would start going, this guy's got a lot of problems. Who invited him? Because Martians, on Mars, we don't advertise problems. Now, we do have problems. We think about them. We go to our cave to silently deal with the problems. And one of the problems that happens in a relationship that women will tell me is my husband hasn't been out of his cave in a long time. Communication is the #1 way that women receive love. There's other ways, of course, romance, flowers. We're going to get into that. There's all that stuff. But it's in priority, step by step. The most important thing is communication. See, you could bring flowers, you could do all the romantic stuff, you can wash the dishes, you can clean the house, you can do all that stuff, she'll divorce you. It's amazing. The men think, I did all that stuff, why'd she divorce me? Because you didn't listen. That is the #1 thing women need. I have never counseled a woman who wants to leave her husband because he didn't do domestic help. It's because he doesn't understand, he doesn't listen, he doesn't give her that attention. That's the #1 thing women need. Now, some women don't even know it, but you'll hear it when they're speech. He doesn't understand, he doesn't listen, I can't bother with him. And even the man will say, she won't even talk to me anymore. And she goes, well, why should I talk? You don't listen. All it takes sometimes is 3 rejections. 3 strikes and she's out. It's women very delicate when it comes to communication. Very tender. Men don't understand that. Because communication isn't the primary way we receive love. How do men receive love? Martians can do. I paint the fence. Bonnie walks down and goes, oh, look at the fence. This is great. I really like this color. Yes, I picked that color after you told me you liked it. Yes, and I painted that fence. Simple little thing. It's just little things can make men feel love. It's the little things. And he comes home. One woman, she was one of the directors at Stanford, gender studies. They used my book there, and she said, and she knew all the research about gender difference and so forth, but she said she read my book, and she said, one simple thing changed my marriage, is that when my husband comes home from work, I wait 5 or 10 minutes before I tell him anything negative. He knows when he comes home, he's always going to get, oh, hi, glad to see you. Oh, just that. That's all a man wants, is to feel like, yes, she appreciates I'm still alive. Okay? It's that I am needed. And our children give it to us. But the problem with when our children give it to us is we give all our attention to the children. Mom feels neglected. Now, some people say, well, mom shouldn't have such an ego trip about this. I mean, they're kids. They need the attention. What about, she's a grown-up. She can get it later. It's not the way it works. Women need to feel special. You want a happy woman? You come home, and my kids, Lauren's trained in this, and Shannon and Julie, I taught them, when I come home, they run after me, the first thing I say is, where's mom? So now, when I come home, they say, mom's here, mom's there, mom's not here, okay? Because the first thing I do is, where's mom? I find her first to make her special, make her more important than the children. See, they got the rest of their life to grow up and then become special. Sometimes Lauren says, well, why is mommy more important than me? I said, one day, you'll be like mommy and you'll be more important to your husband. But right now, you're the child. I love you with all my heart. I couldn't love you more. And mommy's my wife. And she gets number one. She's mommy. Okay. Now what happens when the children see dad making mom more special than them, responding to mom before them, what do the children learn? Mom is more important than us. So when mom talks, they listen more. If daddy always gives attention to the kids, then they don't listen to mom anymore. And she has problems raising, managing the kids to whatever extent. You give her a huge gift. I didn't know this. I mean, if I didn't understand women and the whole mechanics of this stuff, I would just kept doing what my instincts do. My instincts go to where the joy is, go where the love is. Hey, the kids are happy to see me. She's not happy to see me, so why bother talking to her? I mean, really, maybe she'll be in her cave for a while, come out, then we'll talk. Or let's say I'd be working on my computer doing some little project or doing something around the house, and let's say it was a night when Bonnie made dinner. Bonnie makes dinner, I make dinner. Bonnie makes dinner, we go out, that's my dinner. Okay? I am not into cooking. Some men cook a lot. I'm just not into it. But Bonnie likes me to make dinner, so I said, okay, I'll take you to my restaurant, and it's my dinner for you. And she goes, oh, thank you. It's as if I made the meal. So, but anyway, on one of the nights when Bonnie makes dinner, go to all this trouble to make dinner, she says, dinner's ready. Sometimes I go, great, come to dinner. But what if I'm in the middle of something? What do most men do? They go, well, I want to finish this. Well, I don't mind if dinner's a little cold. I'll just go ahead and finish this. Come upstairs to dinner late. She says, you're late. He says, don't worry about it, honey. I don't care if it's cold. Well, then you can make it from now on if you don't care if it's cold. I went to a lot of trouble to make this so you enjoy this meal, and you don't even care. But not only is it going to upset her, again, how does it affect the children? Mom says, dinner's ready. Dad goes, okay, kids, go to dinner. I'm busy doing something I don't need to eat right now. I had something earlier. Children get the message, don't have to listen to mom. Don't have to follow what mom's asking you to do. So you teach your children respect by respecting your wife. Very important. You teach your children self-esteem by appreciating your husband. See, men need to feel needed. That's when men feel love. How does a man feel love? When you appreciate. How do you know you're being needed? When somebody goes, oh, you're here. Oh, thanks for this. Oh, the fence looks great. Or, oh, I love this. Oh, you're such a great cook. Whatever. I love the mashed potatoes. Okay? That's appreciating something or someone. Men feel needed when they're appreciated. Another way you love him is when he makes mistakes, particularly little mistakes. Overlook them. The greatest, that's even more important than appreciating. When you overlook a mistake a man makes, he goes, okay, I don't have to be perfect. This is so great. I owe her. He wants to do more. He can breathe freely. Women don't realize it, particularly when she's not feeling loved and she's not remembering all the good things he does. What does she focus on? You didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, but this didn't happen, this didn't happen, this didn't. And the guy goes, no matter what I do, it's never enough. I did this and this and this and this, and she's upset about this.